And good afternoon to you. It's Meteorologist Ryan Hoke, and I'm here with a Hokey video blog update. So happy to see you all here on this Friday afternoon. Yes, the weekend is just about here. Oh, and it's going to be a very nice one at that. Let's get you right to the radar view, show you where we have some of these showers right now still remaining across the area. They're not really a big deal at this point. Had some of those thunderstorms earlier this morning. Now we're left with this, just cloudy skies over wave country and a few of those showers still in portions of Shelby County, Henry, Carroll, even Franklin County. They're moving eastward. In fact, they're not going to be a big deal as we go throughout the day. I'll put it in motion there so you can see how everything's been spinning on out as we've gone throughout the last couple of hours. You can see there the close-up view there, just close to Frankfort. Of course, we're taping this around 12:05. Here in the afternoon. Plenty of cloud cover still to our west, but the clearing line is ever so slowly pushing in our direction. In fact, you can kind of see a punch of dry air in there working its way into the area. So we will be seeing sunny skies as we move throughout the early and mid portion of this afternoon. And I think by the time we head throughout early this evening, it's going to be completely clear, no problems. You see, we've got that cold front off to our east there, and that means we've got that westerly wind component. So today is not going to be overly warm. It'll be nice, though. We're talking mid-70s for a high. I got a high here of 74 degrees this afternoon, so we're not talking about 80s. You'll see some of the lightning strikes over the Appalachian Mountains from thunderstorms being generated by the warm front out there. Those will stay out there. And what we're dealing with to the west is high pressure. And this is some good news because as this moves eastward this weekend, we get some of this warmer air up from the Gulf of Mexico as it translates east on the west side of that high pressure. But it comes at a price because we will be having a severe thunderstorm threat as we head throughout the early portion of next week. We'll talk about that here in just a second. It's a blustery morning from our Fifth Third Bank SkyTrack camera in Corydon. You see some of the cloud cover, but some peaks of sunshine beginning to work in. Still going to have that wind this afternoon as we get up to probably 20, 25 miles per hour for those winds there at the highest point out of the northwest. The good thing is that tonight, those will begin to slacken up. In fact, I think by the time we are getting the balloon glow kicked off at 9 o'clock, we'll have a southwesterly wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So you already noticed the wind changing directions there, beginning to give us that warmer air. And hopefully we can keep it even slacker than that because we want to make sure that those balloons aren't leaning over as they're trying to glow there this evening. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., the Great Balloon Race. I know we had the rush hour balloon race canceled this morning due to the rain and thunderstorms in the area. Tomorrow, that won't be the issue. The only issue I do see at this time are going to be the winds. Southwest at 10 miles per hour. Let's hope we can keep it down there or less. The less wind, the better for the balloon race. 50 degrees as we start off your day there at 7 o'clock. So if you're heading out to watch those balloons, take a jacket. It's going to be cool, but this is actually where we should be for this time of year, around 50 degrees in the morning. So this weekend looks good. Plenty of sunshine, warm temperatures in the 80s. By Sunday at 9:30, we're watching some showers and storms beginning to develop well west of here, but that's something we'll have to watch through the day because they'll begin to build in, especially throughout the overnight. So late Sunday evening into the overnight, we could see some of those showers and storms. They'll be scattered in nature, but then we'll see a line of storms begin to develop by very early on your Monday morning. So your Monday morning commute could be a wet one. It all depends on the timing of this. It's not set in stone at this point. There's still some questions as to exactly when this line of storms will move into the area. Regardless, it will be a cloudy day as we go throughout your Monday, and certainly with those storms moving in. Now, the area of low pressure that you see over Nebraska, Kansas, this thing's going to be sticking around for a while. In fact, it's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. It's going to descend into portions of the plains, eventually come eastward, then kind of do maybe some loop-de-loops, try to figure out where it's going to go. And it's going to be very slow at that. Then it moves east and finally gets out of here. The problem is that, how slow or how fast is that going to happen? Current indications are that we could still be feeling the effects of this area of low pressure by Derby more than 1 week from now. That's how slow this thing's going to be. The severe weather portion of it is going to be on the east side of the low. On the west side, the cool weather and the shower chances. Now, I'm sure we'd rather have the cool weather and the shower chances than the severe weather for Derby. So that's what we're actually going to have, I think, is we're going to be seeing persistent showers and maybe rumble of thunder here or there. But overall, it's going to be cool during that time frame, and we'll have to watch exactly how the shower chances play out as we go toward Derby time with this area of low pressure. Here's how the severe weather chances on the eastern side of that low pressure are going to pan out for next week. By Monday, we've got a risk of severe thunderstorms. This is going to be a 30% risk, so definitely a slight risk, if not higher, to our south and west. I would not rule out severe thunderstorms coming into wave country during this time as well, that being extended eastward just based on some of the trends I'm seeing this morning. Something we'll have to watch. And really, even Sunday night, late Sunday, we could have a strong storm or two, but overall, that doesn't look to be the biggest threat of this time frame. The biggest threat comes as we move throughout your Tuesday. Yeah, we've been placed under one of those 30% 4 to 8 day risks there for Tuesday from the Storm Prediction Center, meaning that they've definitely identified us as being in the zone for concern during that time. And I really do think that we will be watching the development of a severe weather outbreak in some portion of this red area during this time frame. It's not exactly sure how this is going to pan out, but it does look like we will have some severe storms to deal with because we're going to have screaming winds aloft. I posted an image on Twitter earlier from the GFS model showing 100 mile per hour plus winds at about 18,000 feet off the surface. That's very favorable for severe weather given we'll have all that moisture and warm air coming from the Gulf of Mexico during this time frame as well. So this is something we'll be watching through the next week. Thankfully, I think after Tuesday night into early Wednesday, severe weather chances will be gone. We'll be left with the cooler air, the showers. And another thing I need to talk about as well is flooding. We could have some flooding rains during this time. We're talking Sunday night through Tuesday because we're going to have multiple rounds of storms. This isn't going to be a hit and done sort of thing because this area of low pressure is going to stick around and the fuel is going to be coming up from the Gulf of Mexico for at least a couple of days. So flooding could be a concern along with severe weather concerns. We'll keep you updated throughout the weekend and early portions of next week on this. Still an evolving situation and one that we are watching closely. Here's how the temperature trend is going to set up for the week. You see the 80s by the weekend, the 70s as we go throughout Monday and Tuesday, but cooler air punches in afterward. And I think we'll see highs only getting into the lower 60s by Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So, a lot of changing weather in the forecast. It is springtime here in Kentuckiana, so this is to be expected that we do get some changeable weather, some active weather. It's just unfortunate that we've got Derby thrown in the mix as well. Thankfully, it's not looking like severe weather for Derby at this time. We'll keep an eye on it, of course. And we'll have Kevin Harnett in here tonight. He'll be in with you at 5, 5:30, 6, 7, 7:30, and 11. And we'll get you through your forecast and the latest on how things are developing. For now, I'm meteorologist Ryan Hoke. Have a great Friday.